You know that feeling when you walk into your office or a certain room in your house and you just feel tired? Not necessarily physically tired, mentally tired, like your brain is already exhausted before the day even starts. It's not laziness, it's complexity. Most people think the solution to most problems is to work harder, organize better, or schedule better. What if I told you that you don't need to overhaul your entire life, all your strategies? What if just moving 5% closer to simplicity would change everything? Today, I'm going to show you exactly what I mean and show you how to do it. Now, here's what's typically happening. Modern life is designed to be complex. You've got possessions you don't use, commitments that you don't want, subscriptions that you forgot about, and a schedule so packed that you can't remember the last time you did nothing. I remember a time when I finally recognized that the only moment that I had chance to think clearly was when I was in the shower. What's embarrassing is that I'd get out, get dried, and I'd completely forget about the thought, idea, or task that I just had in my mind. And the worst part of it all, I thought this was normal. You wake up, you check your phone, you scroll through other people's lives, get dressed from a wardrobe full of clothes that you don't love or use them all. You eat breakfast while thinking about work, rush through your day doing tasks that largely don't matter, and then you come home exhausted and you repeat that process every day. Then you wonder why you're stressed, why you feel busy, why you identify as being busy. When asked how you are, you reply with the words, "I'm busy." It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. But here's the thing, you're not stressed because life is hard. You're stressed because you're carrying 95% of the things that do not matter. And your brain tries to convince you that you're not where you want to be because you're not doing enough. You need to do more. Maybe the problem is that you're doing too much, particularly in the same consistent areas of your life. I've spent the last few years studying blokes who've simplified their lives. Not extreme minimalists living in cabins in the mountains, regular everyday people, parents, professionals, small business owners, those who decided to experiment with doing less. I've got guys in my group that could put all of their possessions in the boot of their car. Their daily lives are simple, slow, and void of noise and distraction. And I found something fascinating. The people who feel the most fulfilled weren't the ones with the most. They were the ones with the least unnecessary stuff. Be that stuff in terms of possessions or stuff in terms of things that they have going on in their lives. More importantly, in their heads, in their minds, in their thoughts and feelings. You don't need to become a minimalist. You just need to move 5% closer. It's all about momentum that compounds over time. Here are some strategies that you can take away with you from this video. The first one is something that nobody talks about. Boredom is where thinking happens. Modern culture treats boredom like a disease. You're bored, so you check your phone. You scroll social media, you watch a video, you do anything but be bored. Listen to music, read, podcasts, audiobooks. You have to listen to something when you're driving. You're always working on something. There's always something on your mind. But boredom is actually when your brain does its best work. It's when you think, when you process, when you create. Think about what I said about me in the shower earlier. Most people haven't been bored in years, and it shows. They can't think clearly, they can't make decisions, they can't form their own opinions because they're too busy consuming others. So here's the idea. Practice boredom. Sit in silence for 10 minutes. Take a bath without your phone. Walk without headphones. Just think. Ask yourself, what can I see, hear, smell, feel? Observe what's around you. Enjoy a moment of peace, solitude. Allow your mind to wander and be creative. If it's uncomfortable or negative at first, that's okay. It's normal. It's a sign that you've been boxing things away. Once you've done this enough, built the mileage, the volume, got the practice in, that box will be empty and you'll start to feel and think more creatively. You'll finally start to experience a sense of quiet. Your brain will no doubt scream at you to do something. Stick with it, because on the other side of that discomfort is clarity. And clarity is what simplification is really about. It's not about having less stuff all of the time. It's not just about decluttering. It's about having a clear mind. Now, we can't talk about simplifying your life without talking about possessions. Here's a framework. Imagine your life is 100% full right now. Possessions, commitments, decisions, information, tasks, all of it adds up to 100%. What if you remove just 5% of it? Not a complete overhaul, not some fad 30-day challenge or some novel strategy, just 5%. 5% of your possessions, 5% of your commitments, 5% of your daily decisions, 5% of the thoughts going on in your mind that distract you from what's important. Here's why this works. Brain doesn't experience relief in big jumps. It experiences relief in momentum. When you remove 5%, you immediately notice the difference. you feel rewarded, and that difference motivates you to remove another 5% and then another. More importantly, 5% is achievable. It's not intimidating. It's not about having to change your entire life. It doesn't have to significantly impact those around you, your loved ones, your partner, your family, your kids. Most people fail at simplification because they try to go from 100% to, let's say, 50% in one big hit. Spring clean, that's unsustainable. Only happens once a year. Moving 5% closer to simplicity doesn't feel like deprivation, it feels like relief, and it's something that you can do on a regular basis. Now, the question is, which 5% do you remove? This is where the house on fire rule comes in, and it's pretty simple. Just imagine your house burned down right now. Everything you own, possession-wise, is gone. What would you actually miss? Not what should I miss, not what did I pay a lot for, what am I emotionally attached to, what would you actually miss? For most people, the answer is not much, or at least not as much as you probably initially think. Maybe a few photos, maybe something sentimental, but the vast majority of your stuff, you wouldn't miss it at all. So here's the action. Go through your possessions and ask yourself that question. If my house burned down, what would I actually miss? Would I actually miss this? If the answer is no, it goes. Now, not all at once. Remember the 5% rule, just a small amount at a time. This isn't about being wasteful. Donate it, sell it. It's about recognizing that your stuff is owning you currently more than you are owning it. Every item you keep requires mental energy. You have to think about it, maintain it, clear it, clean it, worry about it, store it somewhere. And for what? For something you wouldn't even miss. The house on fire rule cuts out through all the guilt and the what ifs. It's just a simple question, would I miss this? If not, let it go. Blokes enjoy retail therapy as much as women, perhaps even more so. Buying things off Amazon, let's say, has become a coping strategy for stressful days, tiredness, and negative thinking. This is a problem for another video, perhaps. Now, simplification isn't just about possessions, it's about decisions. Every single day, you're making hundreds of decisions. What to wear, what to eat, what to work on, what to say yes to, what to say no to, although most blokes are pretty terrible at saying no to anything. And decision fatigue is real. By the end of the day, your brain is exhausted from making choices. The 90% rule resolves this. Only say yes to things that you are 90% sure of. Not 80%, not 85%, 90% or higher. It's either a big yes or a definite no. And this applies to everything. Purchases, opportunities, commitments, notifications on your phone, your laptop, relationships. If it's not a 90% or above, it's a no, it's gone. Now this sounds harsh, but here's what happens. When you apply the 90% rule, you eliminate all of the mediocre stuff. And suddenly your life is full of the things that you actually love and the stuff that's important, the stuff that matters. Think about your wardrobe as example. If you only kept the clothes that you wear 90% of the time or more, clothes that fit perfectly, that you love wearing, that make you feel good. Most blokes only have a small handful of clothes that they like wearing, and we wear these regularly, leaving most of our wardrobe ultimately collecting dust. You'll be the same in all other areas. Look at the state of your email inbox, for example. Unsubscribe from everything that isn't serving you. When it comes to purchases, opportunities, commitments, even relationships, if we only focused on the things that served us and benefited us, or that where we get gratification because we're benefiting others, things that we actually enjoy or see value in, how much would you need to think about? That's the power of the 90% rule. It doesn't have to reduce your life, it actually improves it if you stick with it and use it consistently. Finally, here's one behavior that ties everything together: the nightly reset. Every night before bed, spend 10 minutes resetting your space. Lay out tomorrow's clothes and that of the kids. Load the dishwasher, fill the kettle, tidy your desk, use apps like Opal to block all social and messaging apps from your phone. Prepare for tomorrow. This does 3 things. First, it gives you momentum for tomorrow. You wake up and everything is already set up for a good start to the day. Second, it creates a transition between work and rest. Your brain knows that the day is over. Third, it's a daily practice of simplification. You're literally creating order out of chaos every single night. And here's the thing, this one habit will change your life more than you think, because when you start your day with order instead of chaos, everything else becomes easier. Okay, so here's what I want you to do this week. Pick one area of your life, just one. Your wardrobe, your schedule, the clutter in your office, your notifications, your email inbox, and move 5% closer to simplicity. Use the house on fire rule. Use the 90% rule. Practice boredom. Do the nightly reset. And notice how you start to feel. Because I promise, I guarantee, moving 5% closer to a simpler life will feel like moving 50% closer to peace, to happiness and contentment. I've put together 30 days of inspiration, perspective, and mindset shifting meditations that you can use each morning to help you change the course of your day, just like the nightly reset. It's free, there's no catch, just 1 minute of reading every single day for the next 30 days that will help you become the bloke you aspire to be. All you have to do is let me know where you want it sending each day. The link is in the description below.